Okay, hi everyone. Right, as you can see from the title of my video, I want to talk about Brian St. John. And I want to talk about all this crazy, nasty mess that's surrounding him. And yeah, I'm going to get into trouble for this video, I think, from women. Brian, let me tell you something. Women petrify me. Absolutely petrify me. I don't understand them. And I don't really know what they want. Because as a woman who's been around a while, been in some pretty shady places, seen some pretty shady things, you do not intimidate me. You do not insult me. You don't make me feel any less than a woman, because it's not how a man is around me that makes me feel like a woman or whatever. Okay, I know I'm a woman already. I love being a woman. I'm proud of being a woman. I was never raised in a home where my parents cursed or my parents drank. My parents were much, much older. I mean, they were the age that grandparents are, okay, because they got married late, adopted me and my sister late in life. So I was virtually raised by grandparents, okay. I never saw my parents fight. They would, if they were going to have an argument, it would be behind closed doors. And when they came out of the bedroom, that was the end of the argument. So I grew up a very sheltered life, okay? I think in all my years, I might have heard my dad swear twice, and that was shite, okay? That was the most thing. My mother, not in a million years. She was a real lady. She was a cow, okay, but she was a lady. Never ever heard a curse word come out of her mouth. Never. And I mean, she could give you a tongue lashing, okay, but never a curse word. So, upbringing might have something to do with how people turn out as adults, but it had nothing to do with how I turned out, okay? Nothing whatsoever. And I kind of am comfortable with the person that I am. You see, I grew up in a man's world because my mum couldn't really connect with me. I was an enigma to her, okay? And we didn't ever really get on, although I loved her, okay? And I mean, she was my mum. But it was almost like we were from two completely different worlds. So my dad and I got on wonderfully, and I grew up on a ranch, a cattle ranch in Zimbabwe. And I was out there branding cows, dehorning calves, turning young bulls into oxen with bedizzers, okay, removing maggots from wounds in cattle and filling it up with stuff that smelled like bitumen. That was me inoculating sheep and goats. Okay, that was me. I grew up in a man's world. Went to cattle sales to buy cattle. I would tag along barefoot. Okay, it used to drive my mother over the top, because my sister was the frills and baubles and bows and pink and all that, and here I came along. She tried to put a bow in my hair. Okay, the minute she turned her back, it was out, and I'd pull it out, okay, and throw it under something so that she couldn't find it. And she put me in beautiful little shoes with frilly little socks, and off they would come, and I'd run around barefoot. When I was small, she had me in dresses. As soon as I got to the age where I could choose my own clothes, it was all shorts and trousers and shirts and things like that, okay. I was around men all my life. I actually enjoy a man's company, okay. I think they're much more fun to be around. They're much easier to be around. So BRYAN doesn't bug me at all. He really doesn't. I mean, why it took me a while to get used to BRYAN was because of the rants that he goes on. Okay. And knowing how people, not everybody, but how some people are going to react to the cursing and everything, okay. I would sometimes cringe for you, BRYAN, because I would think, ooh, you're going about this all the wrong way. I mean, I can curse, and if I can't find a curse word for what I want, I'll make it up, okay. But what I've learned is, or not only what I've learned, okay, there's certain places or situations where cursing actually neutralizes the message, or it's not appropriate, okay, to do that. And yes, I know, BRYAN, you're angry. I would be flipped out of my mind, okay, if I had to go through what these people are putting you through. I really would. Okay. The thing is, you see, you're in a very, very complicated world. All right. Woman sometimes, I'm positive they really don't know what they want, because they send out this sort of double message, double standard thing, and it just confuses me completely. And I'm a woman. I'm a woman. And my dad always raised me, okay? He never treated me any differently because I was a woman. No. I was a human being, okay, and I was his equal in a sense, okay, because I was his daughter after all. But it was never a case of, oh, you the more gentle sex, or you can't do this because you're a girl or something. No. If he could do it and I wanted to do it, I could do it. So I never felt threatened by men. I never felt any inequality. Okay. I never felt I had to prove anything, because he was so much older, and there were times when there was a lot of cattle, okay, especially the females, okay, to be inoculated against contagious abortion. And in those days, the syringe that you had to inject them with was a great big stainless steel thing. And Dad would get tired, okay? So, like scaffolding was put at the side of the cattle run, okay, so that I could stand up and I could get on top of it, because I was short, I still am. Okay, I could get on top of it and I could inoculate the cattle. Okay, the cows and the heifers. Well, it was mostly heifers. Okay, you wanted them inoculated against the contagious abortion before they started breeding. And I was never made to feel that I couldn't do this because I was a girl. Never. My shock was when I went out into the world, okay, and I realized that everything I did was scrutinized, but scrutinized by females, okay. Males would be a little bit shocked, depended what their home life was, okay. But ranchers' kids, no, they weren't, okay. I was accepted. I went to boarding school from a young age because, I mean, of course, we lived in the bush. And, but ordinary families, the guys would be shocked at first, okay. But I mean, it didn't take them long and they just accept me. The girls are the ones that put me through hell, okay. Because I didn't fit into their girly world. So therefore, there was something wrong with me. When I grew up and kind of became an adult, that's when men then looked at me differently. Okay. It was then I had to prove myself in their world. Because if I enjoyed talking to men, it meant that I wanted to sleep with them. And I had to learn to stand my ground and have a line which they were never allowed to cross. It took me a lot of time to establish that, okay? Because in a man's world, a woman only spoke to you, well, a female only spoke to you because she liked you. She liked you because she wanted to get into bed with you, okay? But it didn't make me back off. It didn't make me back off at all. And then I had the woman around, okay, that maybe were attached to these men. Oh, you're trying to steal my boyfriend. Oh, you're trying to steal my husband. Sweetheart, I had a boyfriend of my own, or I had a husband of my own, and that was enough for me. I didn't need your rubbish as well, okay? Just because I enjoyed their company didn't mean I wanted to shag them. And it took a long time, okay, for the message to get across. I mean, I didn't bother about what the woman said. I mean, you want to talk nonsense, then carry on and do it, okay? You think I want to shag your husband? Well, carry on. Seriously, okay? So the women were the ones that were more aggressive towards me. and more nasty. And this is what I'm seeing now here on this, in this YouTube world. I don't understand it. I think it's completely and utterly ridiculous. Okay. Oh, look how he talks to women. Look how he does this and look how he does that and blah, blah, blah. Number one, first of all, the majority of you are taking it from the creators that you are following without even having the initiative, okay, to get to know the guy. Yes, he is coarse, okay, sometimes. Well, a lot of the times, okay. But he's a work in progress. I don't want to change Brian in any shape or form, because that's, what right do any of us have to change anybody? What I do want is to make his life a little bit easier in this quagmire of woman, okay? That's all. I don't want to change him because I like him as he is. You see, if he's doing something that I don't like, okay, I'll state it. I'll wait for the live to finish and I'll leave a message in the comment section under the YouTube link, but I'll do it nicely. Okay? Or else I'll just click off that live and I'll go and find something else. I won't leave a nasty comment. I won't say, oh, I'm leaving because you're so rude. And no, I'll just go away. I don't have to announce to anybody that I am leaving or I can't listen to you anymore and I'm going to unsub from you because you're nasty. No. For what? I just go away. And if I really don't like them, I unsub and I don't go back. This business, this lynch mob that's going on. Oh, we have to get him out of our community. How can he be here abusing women? Me, 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 me. And yet there are women who are way more abusive. But nobody lifts a finger to say anything. They're just allowed to trample and to divide. But that's okay, because that's woman going at woman. Now, another thing. If I go at a man in a coarse way, I know exactly what I'm going to get back. And I don't expect anything less. Just because you're a woman, that gives you the right to swear and curse out and insult a man, and he must go, oh, thank you, dear. Sorry. Sorry. That don't give you the right to do that to the man. Because if you're a woman and you do that to me, I'm going to clap you down. I'm going to clap you down. If you do it to a man and you expect him to treat you with dignity in his reply to you after you've cursed him, insulted him, demeaned him, dehumanized him, and everything else, then there's something wrong with you. Seriously. I know. And I accept that if I go at a man, okay, and call him every name that was ever invented, okay, and cursed him and insulted him and demeaned him, I know exactly what I'm going to get back. If you're not prepared to get back what you've given out, don't give it out. And then you want to run and cry, oh, look what he did to me. He called me a C-U-N-T. Yes, darling, but you called him worse. You called him worse. You see, this is what I don't understand. You want to be equal, okay? But then on the other hand, you want to be handled like porcelain dolls. But you want equality. What kind of equality do you want? I don't want a man to respect me just because I'm a woman. No way, it's not in a million years. You're insulting my intelligence. I want a man to respect me for the person that I am. Okay? No, a woman can't be equal to a man and a man can't be equal to a woman because they're things that men can do, okay, that women can't. And they're things that women have and can do, okay, that men can't. So equality, and that's you never have it. But equality as a person, yes. I don't want to be treated any differently just because I'm a woman. What's that? That's like saying to somebody, you're perfect for the job, okay? You're absolutely perfect. Your qualifications are the best I've ever seen. But because you have the ability to fall pregnant, you can't have the job. Is that what you want? So I can swear you out, okay, you man, but because I'm a woman, you can't swear me out. What nonsense is that? What nonsense is that? How many of you women, okay, get into a situation where somebody is either bullying you or taunting you or hurting you somehow, okay? Not physically, I'm not talking about physically, okay? I'm talking about verbally, emotionally, okay? And without a thought, you lash out with your mouth. How many of you do that? Now, the man that you're all pointing a finger at, okay, and virtually trying to cut and skin him and hang him up, okay, has been cornered and called every name that you can possibly think of, okay? Even the creator of child murderer. Now, in those circumstances, what are you going to do, woman? Are you going to sit there and politely say, please don't do that? Or are you going to lose your shit and come out swinging like a real gutter slut? I know I am. You can't demand one set of rules for one person, but when it comes to you, no, it's a completely different set of rules. No. It's one set of rules for all, or no rules at all. These people that are calling for BRYAN to be thrown out of the community, what right do you have to do that? The community doesn't belong to you, number one, okay? Number two, community in such a loose sense, because it's where? It's on YouTube, okay? And anybody from anywhere in the world can come and follow you, whether they belong to your community or not. I belong to no community. None. I don't want to. Because I think labels are a load of shit. I'm on YouTube. And I will sub to who I want. Not because of a community, but because I enjoy what the people have to say. Yeah, and I enjoy BRYAN. And actually, like somebody reminded me today, BRYAN comes from the criminal side, supposedly. Okay, you want to put labels. He's done some fantastic true crime. He got caught up in all this nonsense. Okay. Because some woman had nothing better to do than to pick and pick and pick and pick, and not just pick. I mean, dig freaking mine shafts. Some of the filthiest accusations and words have been used against him by women. By women, please note, who now want to hold themselves on a moral pedestal. We are the rulers and the queens of morality, and we've got to get rid of this dangerous, dangerous man. Seriously? When some of the filth that comes out of your mouths makes me want to puke. Because it's twisted and it's vile and it's vindictive and it's evil and it's filled with such hate and venom. Now, you are suddenly the moral bastions of YouTube. I don't want, if I belonged to the community that you people belong to, I would feel ashamed. And to then point a finger at somebody, it's very easy to point a finger at BRYAN because he's about the only male that actually stands up and isn't afraid of these nagging hags and these bastions of morality. Yeah, he goes overboard. And I would really like him to be able to go at these people with a lot less cursing than he does. That's about all I'd like to change about him. Not even change, just get him to filter a little bit more. That's all. Not for my sake, not for anybody's sake, but his. because the off-the-cuff outbursts that he has bring more trouble to him, okay, from women than anything else. They don't even listen to what he is saying. All they can hear is the curse words. Not the hell he has been through that brings him to this horrible place, okay, where he is so angry. No, they don't look past that. But then they want you to look past their anger and feel sorry for them and pity them and support them and all this kind of business, okay? But they don't want to use that same yardstick, okay, when it comes to somebody else. I never thought I would see adults acting like children on a playground, surrounding one child and pounding them, because that's what's happening. And none of you that are pointing fingers at this man and screaming, get him out of the community, get him out of the community, he needs to be thrown out of the community. None of you have got the right to do that, because none of you are so pure as you try and make out you are. And subs, do yourselves a favor. Stop being caught up in the trash and filth that these creators are whipping up. I mean, it's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, none of you have got minds of your own, okay, to go and listen to this man and look at the videos that he's made. He's got hundreds of them. Listen to it. Listen to what he has to say. Look past the cursing words, because you know what? They're just frigging words. Look past it. That you use most probably when you're angry. But that's okay, because that's you. You're a woman. You're allowed to do that. Sorry. No. If you attack somebody in anger with cursing, and that somebody is a male, and you expect him not to retaliate, then I don't know. Seriously. I don't know what world you've been living in. I don't. Because I know that if I go for a man swearing and cursing and insulting and everything, listen, when I turn around and I say to a man, you dickhead, what do you think he's going to do back to me? Oh, thank you, Sally. That's so sweet of you. I know how to bring a man to his knees with words. You insult his dick and all his private area, okay? And you can downsize him so quickly. But you know what? He's going to come back at you. He's going to come back at you in exactly the same way as you did to him. And then you went, oh, look what he called me. He called me a whore. He called me a bitch. Oh. But you've just insulted his family jewels, okay, to the moon and back. and added a few extra tickles and slaps around and things like that. Not physically, I mean with words. And then he turns around and he says, you sound like a whore, stop acting like a whore, or you whore. And you, come on, please. Seriously. I don't know what world you're living in. You want somebody to respect you. You have to respect that person. You want to be treated with respect. Look, if a man says something in my company that I don't appreciate, okay, me personally, I'll turn around to him and I'll say, hey, listen, sunshine, please, can you sort of roll back on that? Because that's really not cool. I don't act all prim and proper and he's supposed to, I don't know, mind read or something that he's offended me. You offend me, I'm going to tell you. And if I decide not to tell you, that's it. It's gone. It's forgotten. Move on. It don't sit inside me, okay, and no. Because somebody then is getting free space inside of my head. No. I got enough problems in my head without giving up free space. Shame on any of you women who are rushing around behind creators in a lynch mob. You wouldn't like it if it was done to you. Don't do it to others. Bryan is Bryan. You don't like him? Move on. You don't have to be nasty. You don't even have to say anything. Move on. And you need never, ever click on any of these videos ever again. There's no need to leave a nasty comment. Then there's no need to say nasty things. Just move on. YouTube is huge. There are places that you never, ever imagined. It's huge. It doesn't belong to any of us. It is a gift given to us by YouTube, okay, to use with respect and maturity and supposedly dignity. But of course, human beings can't do that. They've got to abuse everything. And that's what's happening. You don't have a right to YouTube. Okay? Because YouTube is free. They are giving it to you as a gift. And you want to claim this is our community and this man must be kicked out of this community. Really? Did you pay for that community? Has the community got a name and a great big wall around it and nobody can get in? Or is it imaginary? And anybody from anywhere in the world, any language, any belief system, any color, can click on your video and listen to it. That's the reality. And if they don't like it, they switch it off and they move on to another one. That's what it's meant to be. Not this major bullying platform, okay, where one person decides and then everybody follows like a bunch of sheep. As I've said before, you know what happens to sheep when they follow blindly? Haven't you ever seen them? One goes and stands and puts their head down in the middle of the road, okay, and then another one will come, another one will come, and they form this beautiful ring of all these sheep with their heads down in the middle of the road, okay. There's nothing there. There's no grass. There's nothing. They're just standing there. Along comes a semi, okay, and they're all dead. For no reason. No reason whatsoever. Before I follow anybody, okay, I want to know where they're going. I want to know why I'm supposed to follow them. And if I don't like what they are saying or the reason that they are giving, I ain't following them. I don't follow you blindly because I'm sub to you. And maybe I've given you $5 or $20 or whatever it is. So therefore, okay, I've bought you, okay, and you belong to me now, and whatever you say, I will do. What a load of garbage. So you walk into Walmart and you buy something for $5. So now you own Walmart and they've got to do whatever you want them to do, or you will do what they want you to do. What a load of rubbish. You don't own anybody, and they don't own you. Stop being a bunch of sheep. And Brian, rant all you want, but let's have a little less curse words, please. Not for my benefit, but for your own benefit, for your own peace of mind. I adore you. I adore your wife. I adore you, your kids, okay? I mean, you see your daughters with you, okay? They absolutely adore you. So does your wife. I can't stand this hypocrisy that these women are grandstanding about. And all because some creator has told you, there, go get him. Oh, please. Oh, no, come on. Come on. I'm not asking you to like Brian. I'm asking you to leave him alone if you don't like him. There's no need to be nasty. There's no need to be hateful. None whatsoever. You don't like it if it's done to you. You go into a flat out spinning. I'm going to leave you. But you're quite happy to dish it out to somebody else. And then you say, I'm a woman, I won't accept that. Yeah. You're disrespecting yourself and you're disrespecting womanhood. And there's nothing special about being a woman, nothing whatsoever. I love being a woman because I love men. I adore men. And I'm proud of being a woman. And what I give out, I know that I'm going to get back. I don't take on a situation if I'm not prepared for the retribution. Leave Brian alone. Leave him alone. You don't like him, don't watch him. Don't watch him. It's simple. You just don't click on Brian's videos. There's a million and more videos that you can click on. And there's no need to leave nasty comments. Nobody wants to know. Stay away from him if you don't like him. Don't lynch him. Don't bully him. Stop it. And don't give out as women, okay, and expect to be treated like porcelain dolls when what you are is gutter sluts. Okay. Think about that. And no, I'm not turning my back on Brian. Not in a million years. You can come for me with everything you've got. Sweethearts, I fought bigger and more dangerous battles than a bunch of vindictive gutter sluts. And I'm still here. And I'll stay here even if I'm the last person supporting him. I will support him. Because I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not afraid of who I am. And I don't want to be treated any differently. And I love every second of being a woman. I love it. But I'll never use it to make a man feel bad. I'll use it to tickle his fancy. Because I can. Because I'm a woman. And I'm proud of it. And if I want to take him apart with my mouth, I know perfectly well that he's going to reciprocate. I don't get into a battle if I'm not prepared for the outcome. Do yourselves a favor. Fucking grow up. May the gods go with you. Good night.